Hello students, welcome to the lecture on conformations of ethane and butane. Let me first give you the brief outline of this lecture. In this lecture, we will have first introduction to stereochemistry, then we will learn about definition of conformations. After that, we will learn about different conformations of ethane and conformational analysis of ethane. We will learn about conformations of N-butane and its conformational analysis. First, let us talk about what we mean by stereochemistry. Stereochemistry is the study of three-dimensional structure of molecules. The term stereochemistry is derived from Greek word stereos, meaning solid or three-dimensionality. Stereochemistry is a branch of chemistry concerned with the study of relative spatial relationship between different atoms or groups in a molecule. In stereochemistry, we study the static and dynamic aspects of the three-dimensional shapes of molecules. Dynamic stereochemistry involves studies of interconversion of conformational isomers, the relationship in space between different atoms or groups in the molecule during chemical reactions, and how these spatial relationships affect rate of chemical reactions and chemical equilibrium. Static stereochemistry deals with the structure, number, energy, and physical properties of stereoisomers. Isomers can be broadly classified into two types: constitutional isomers and stereoisomers. Constitutional isomers differ in the way the atoms or groups are connected, while as stereoisomers are the isomeric compounds of identical structure having same connectivity of atoms or groups but differ in the arrangement of atoms in three-dimensional space, like cis and trans butene. An important aspect of stereochemistry is the study of these stereoisomers. Two stereoisomers are different molecules and cannot be interconverted without breaking of bonds somewhere in the molecule. So we can say that stereoisomers have different configurations. However, the molecules that interconvert easily at room temperature by rotation about single bonds are called conformations. Any molecule can have a number of conformations which are readily interconverted by rotation around bonds. Hence, conformations are same molecules. Now, we will learn in detail about the conformations and the cause for the conformations. As we know, a sigma or a single bond between two carbon atoms is formed by the overlap of their orbitals along the internuclear axis. In ethane, which is a two-carbon alkane, overlap between two sp3 orbitals of two methyl groups result in the formation of a carbon-carbon sigma bond. The two methyl groups are not fixed but are free to rotate about the sigma bond connecting two carbon atoms. The bond maintains the linear overlap as the carbon atoms turn and the atoms remain connected in the same order. As a result of the rotation on the carbon-carbon bond, the relative position of atoms change in space with respect to each other, and the molecule presents a different shape. The different arrangements or shapes of a molecule formed by rotation about a single bond are called conformations, and any one of them as a conformer. In most of the cases, conformers are rapidly interconvertible and cannot be isolated as such. Now, conformations of ethane. Ethane is the simplest molecule for which an infinite number of conformations are possible due to rotation about carbon-carbon single bond. The basic structure of the molecule as well as various bond lengths and bond angles do not change in all these conformations. Two conformations represent the extremes for ethane. These are called as the staggered conformation and the eclipsed conformation. In the staggered conformation, the bonds are staggered, that is, each carbon hydrogen on one carbon bisects the hydrogen-carbon-hydrogen angle on the other carbon. In eclipsed conformation, the front carbon-hydrogen bonds block the view of the far carbon-hydrogen bonds. The conformations are usually represented by three types of three-dimensional formulas. Number one is Newman projections formula. Number second, Sahar's projections or Anderon formulas. And number third, wedged and dashed lines formula. Newman projection formula are obtained by weaving the molecule along the bonding line of two carbon atoms. The three lines emanating from the center of the circle represent the bonds coming from the front carbon, and the circles with three equally spaced radial extensions represent the rear carbon. A Sahar's projection is obtained by looking the molecule sideways from above at an angle to the bond joining the two carbon atoms. All bonds are drawn with solid lines. Three bonds at each carbon atom are drawn in the shape of Y or inverted Y. The three groups at one carbon atom can be rotated with respect to another carbon atom. As you can see in Sahar's projection for ethane, the rear carbon is rotated 60 degrees to get the new projection. Wedged and dashed lines formula. The atoms that project out of the plane of paper are connected by a wedge, and the atoms that lie behind the plane of paper are connected by a dashed wedge, and atoms in the plane of paper are connected by a line. The conformations can be described by its dihedral angle theta, called angle of rotation or angle of torsion. The torsional or dihedral angle may be defined as the angle between the carbon-hydrogen bond at the nearer carbon and the carbon-hydrogen bond at the far carbon. In the staggered conformation, theta is equal to 60 degrees, while in eclipsed conformation, theta is equal to 0 degrees. The intermediate conformations are called Siku conformations. We can easily visualize the dihedral angle by considering the carbon-carbon bond of ethane lying along the spine of the partially opened book. If the carbon-hydrogen bonds are taken one on one page and the second on other, then the dihedral angle is the angle between the pages of the book. Now we will discuss about conformational analysis of ethane. The study of the energetics of different conformations is known as conformational analysis. Conformational analysis helps us in explaining the existence of preferred conformations, product selectivity, mechanism, and rate of reactions. If the rotation around the carbon-carbon single bond would have been completely free, all the conformations would have the same potential energy. However, the rotation around the carbon-carbon bond is not completely free. The potential energy is minimum for staggered conformation, it increases with rotation, and is maximum for eclipsed conformation. As all the conformations of ethane are not equally favored, the internal rotation is hindered by a potential energy barrier. From the energy profile diagram, energy is maximum for eclipsed conformations, decreases with rotation, and is minimum for staggered conformations. By convention, the potential energy is measured relative to the most stable form, that is staggered conformation. The energy required to rotate ethane molecule from staggered to eclipsed conformation is known as torsional energy. The eclipsed conformation is said to be under strain as the stability of the molecule is decreased by internal forces produced by interaction between constituent parts. The staggered conformation is lower in energy than the eclipsed conformation by approximately 12 kilojoule per mole, that is 4 kilojoule for each eclipsed hydrogen-hydrogen interaction, referred to as torsional strain or eclipsed interaction strain. For example, in ethane, the torsional strain arises when pairs of non-bonded hydrogens on adjacent atoms, that is hydrogens labeled 1 and 4, hydrogens labeled 2 and 5, hydrogens labeled 3 and 6, are forced from staggered into eclipsed conformation. Other conformations are having energy in between the two extremes. This means that the eclipsed conformation is not a stable conformation, since any slight rotation will lead to a conformation lower in energy. The molecule will spend vast majority of its time in staggered conformation and briefly pass through eclipsed conformation en route to another staggered conformation. Thus, the population of staggered form is more than eclipsed form. The cause for the hindrance to rotation, that is for difference in energy between staggered and eclipsed conformations, is not well understood. It was originally believed that this strain is due to result of repulsion between eclipsed hydrogen nuclei, but this factor has been ruled out as the van der Waals radii of hydrogen atoms are too small to come close in the eclipsed conformation. However, there is a repulsion between the bonding electrons, that is exchange repulsion, resulting from Pauli's exclusion principle, which requires that occupied orbitals to be maximum distance apart. Theoretical molecular orbital calculations suggest that the energy difference between the conformations arise due to stabilization of staggered conformation rather than destabilization of eclipsed conformation. The stabilization of staggered conformation takes place by donor-acceptor interaction between the filled carbon-hydrogen sigma bonding orbital on one carbon and the empty carbon-hydrogen sigma antibonding orbital on the other carbon, which is greater when the two orbitals are exactly parallel in the staggered conformation. The process of electron delocalization via orbital overlap from filled bonding orbital to adjacent empty orbital is called hyperconjugation. This donor-acceptor interaction, that is hyperconjugation, is lost when the staggered conformation changes into eclipsed conformation. The conformations cannot be isolated in most of the cases because the molecules are constantly rotating through all the possible conformations. But in some molecules, free rotation around carbon-carbon bonds is hindered when the molecule contains large groups. For example, in orthosubstituted biphenyls, the free rotation about single bond is restricted. Cooling the conformations to very low temperature removes the enough rotational energy needed to overcome the energy barriers, thus preventing the conformational change. In ethane, the rotations can be freezed at -250 degrees centigrade. The conformations are determined by various methods like dipole moment measurements, infrared spectra, Raman spectra, NMR spectra, and data derived from electron diffraction and X-ray diffraction studies. Now we will come to conformations of N-butane. N-butane is a 4-carbon alkane. The angle between the carbon atoms is nearly 109.5 degrees. Rotation about any of the carbon-carbon bonds are possible, and butane is considered to be formed by replacing 2 hydrogen atoms of ethane from different carbon atoms by methyl groups. Rotation about the central carbon-carbon bond result into staggered and eclipsed conformations. Rotation by 60 degrees around the central carbon-carbon bond results into 6 conformations, 3 eclipsed and 3 staggered. In ethane, all the staggered conformations are equivalent. However, in N-butane, there are 2 different staggered conformations. The staggered conformation in which the methyl groups are pointing in the opposite direction, that is when the dihedral angle theta is equal to 180 degrees, is called anti or anti-periplanar. The staggered conformation in which methyl groups are close together, that is dihedral angles 60 degrees and 300 degrees, are called gauche or synclinal. The gauche conformation with dihedral angle 60 degrees and 300 degrees are non-superimposable mirror images of each other, as are the conformations with dihedral angles 120 degrees and 240 degrees. Staggered conformations, there are 2 types of eclipsed conformations. The eclipsed conformation with dihedral angle theta equal to 0 degrees, methyl is eclipsed by methyl and is called fully eclipsed or periplanar conformation. In eclipsed conformations with theta equal to 120 degrees and theta equal to 240 degrees, methyl is eclipsed by hydrogen and are called partially eclipsed or anticlinal conformations. Now, conformational analysis of N-butane. Energy change resulting from the rotation around C2C3 bond in N-butane. Steric effect is the destabilization caused due to van der Waals repulsion of groups which are close to each other than sum of their van der Waals radii. The fully eclipsed conformation of butane is most unfavorable as it has both steric strain and torsional strain because the bonds are aligned. In the other two eclipsed conformations, the methyl groups are eclipsed by hydrogen atoms. As hydrogen atoms are smaller than methyl group, the steric strain is lesser. Thus, the two eclipsing conformations are more stable than fully eclipsed conformations. The staggered conformations have minimum torsional energy. Like the eclipsed conformations, the staggered conformations differ in energy. In the anti-conformation, the dihedral angle between methyl groups is 180 degrees. In gauge conformations, this angle is 60 degrees. There is some steric hindrance between methyl-methyl in the structure in which dihedral angle is 60 degrees. The two of the methyl hydrogens in gauge conforma lie within 210 picometer of each other. The distance is less than the sum of their van der Waals radii, that is 240 picometer, and so there is a repulsive force between them. Gauge conformations are higher in energy than anti-conformation. The methyl-methyl interaction in conformations at dihedral angles 60 degrees is called gauge interaction. The energy barrier for the fully eclipsed conformation of N-butane will be 11 kilojoule per mole for one methyl-methyl interaction plus 4 kilojoule per mole for hydrogen-hydrogen interaction. And since there are two hydrogen-hydrogen interactions in butane, so this amounts to 8 kilojoule per mole with a total of 19 kilojoules per mole. This means that the fully eclipsed conformation will be less stable than anti-conformation by 19 kilojoule per mole. At 298 Kelvin, the conformers consist of equilibrium mixture of 66% anti and 34% of two gauge conformers. The fully eclipsed do not contribute much to the conformational equilibrium due to high energy barrier. The ratio of staggered, that is anti to the eclipsed conformation, is more than 1000:1. The ratio of conformations in equilibrium increases with decreasing temperature and decreases with increasing temperature. At low temperature, high proportion of molecules will exist in low energy staggered conformation. As the temperature increases, more and more molecules will have sufficient energy to adopt high energy gauge and eclipsed conformations. There are other factors other than steric factor like dipole-dipole interaction and hydrogen bonding which can influence conformational preferences. At room temperature, 1,2-dichloro and 1,2-dibromoethanes in gaseous state contain 73% and 85% of anti-conformer respectively, against 66% of N-butane. The higher stability of anti-conformer in 1,2-dihalides is due to steric strain, that is large size of halogen, and electronic effect, that is dipole-dipole repulsion. In liquid state or in polar solvent, the electrostatic interaction decreases due to high dielectric constant and percentage of gauge conformation increases. The anti and gauge conformers are equally populated in liquid dichloroethane, while as in dibromoethane, the gauge population is 34%. Like butane, For most other molecules of the formula ACH2 single bond CH2A and ACH2 single bond CH2B, the anticonformer is most stable. Exceptions are known. In compounds containing small electronegative atoms like fluorine and oxygen, the gauge form is more stable than anti. So, in molecules like 2-fluoroethanol and ethylene glycol, the gauge form is more stable than anti-conformation. In some cases, like ethylene glycol, the intramolecular hydrogen bonding has been found to be the cause, but other factors have been found responsible in other compounds like 2-fluoroethanol. In general, two substituted ethanols like XCH2 single bond CH2OH, where X is called hydroxy group, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, amino group, methoxy group, or methyl substituted amino group have preferred gauge conformations. So, dear students, we have learned about what stereochemistry is. We have learned about conformation and its causes. We have also learned about different conformers of ethane and N-butane and their relative stabilities. With this, we conclude this lecture. Thank you for watching.